So really the idea of developing or starting spirituality, or as we call it, Krishna consciousness, earlier rather than later, is something very simple to understand. There is also the wrong conception, the misconception that youth is meant for enjoyment, and therefore once we are done with enjoyment and we say been there, done that, then we can go to spiritual life, because by then we would have exhausted ourselves of all our material desires and all our material ambitions. Now in old age we can take to spiritual life. Yes, we become exhausted physically, but our desires don't get exhausted. They remain very strong. At every stage of life, there is a kind of preoccupation that age group has. There's a nice proverb or a verse in the Sanskrit language, which I'll just cite and then I'll explain it. Balastavat kridasaktah, tarunastavat tarunisaktah, vriddhastavat chintasaktah, paropi brahmani kopi nasaktah. When one is a child, in childhood, one is attached to playing. Children are very playful by nature. When one becomes a youth, the boys are attracted to the girls to the boys, and youth passes like that. Childhood passes in playing, youth passes in this kind of activity. In old age, one is attached to worrying. So one worries and worries and worries. That's the nature of old age. You tend to worry about everything. So where is the time for taking to spiritual life? That's the question. Because in every age you have this preoccupation. So who can take shelter of spiritual life? That's the question. So the answer is that you must begin early. And if you begin early, then you have so many years ahead of you. You make mistakes, you learn, you can learn from many other people. When you're younger, you don't mind learning from everybody. When you get older, you get more ego. And you think, I know. And you're not so amenable to learning from others. But when you're younger, it's very easy to learn. And you follow the words of the teacher very easily. So therefore, in every way, it's easier to start spiritual life in childhood. Let me ask you another question. Let's say you're going to meet a friend on that person's birthday or a wedding or something like that, and you want to present that person with a rose or a bouquet of flowers. And you give that person flowers that are stale, that are probably 6 months old, that have dried up. You know, the petals are falling off. What do you think that person is going to think when you give him or her this bouquet of flowers? The person is going to actually be offended. Never mind, you don't give a bouquet, give one flower, but that one flower should be fresh. Yes, the petals should be there. So similarly, spiritual life means to understand who we are, who God is, and what our relationship with God is, and what our relationship with this world is. So in our process of understanding God, we say, my dear God, in childhood and youth, I'm going to enjoy. And when my body is no longer fit for enjoyment, even though my mind desires it, then I'll come to you. In other words, when my body is not good for anything else, it's not fit at all, then I come to say, I can serve you. But then, what's the use of this body at that time? The older we are, the more incapable the body becomes of doing so many things. So better to start early and cultivate this.